Have you ever heard of Indigo children?
No, I probably heard of it, and it's probably like, how are you doing? I'd relate it to some hippie thing.
A hippie thing?
Indigo children.
Yes.
Sounds hippie.
Well, Ruby, have you ever heard of Indigo children?
I've heard of Indigo Girls.
Indigo Girls, yes.
Pretty good band.
What's an indigo?
We have
Indigo. Indigo child?
Yeah.
I have no idea. You?
I've never heard of it.
I have no idea what an indigo child is.
I see kind of like a more of an awareness among younger people, depending on where they're from, where they come from, their backgrounds mainly.
My daughter, who's 8, told me she waited a long time to come to Earth to have me as a parent, like she had a mission. So.
What's her mission, did she say?
She hasn't said yet, but she seems to be really wise and really all-knowing and old soul. Maybe she's an indigo child.
The blessed gift a child brings, the veils will open when the angel sings. The blessed gift a child brings, the veils will open when the angel sings. And the arms of the earth are open wide, receiving the blessing from inside. The womb of the earth, miracle of birth. Womb of the earth, miracle of birth. Brought here from the earth and sky, an angel of light come here to try to remind us of the simple bliss that lies within our mother's kiss. And the arms of the earth are open wide, receiving the blessing from inside. The womb of the earth, miracle of birth. Womb of the earth, miracle of birth. The womb of the earth, miracle of birth. The womb of the earth, miracle of birth.
To me, the definition of an indigo is someone who's highly sensitive with a warrior personality. A warrior personality means it's someone who's here to lead and to take charge.
For a long time now, since the 70s, 80s, clairvoyants and psychics have been able to see the color indigo in the biofields, the auric fields, of mainly children. Why children? Because it's the vitality of children. It's their life force that renders these colors more visible.
I've always seen those souls who are identified as indigos as having this indigo color in their beingness. As I see the soul, they look like a brilliant star in a midnight sky, and around the clarity of that white light that they are, is this circle of indigo light.
Well, it's a beautiful mythology.
Mm-hmm.
It's a way to put in words something that is happening.
Mm-hmm.
And indigo is a beautiful color, but it's just a color.
Mm-hmm.
What really means is that humans start shifting.
Mm-hmm.
These are children with an extraordinarily different sense of things, a larger sense of things. Indigo children, to me, are children who have an expanded awareness, dramatically expanded awareness of everything around them, things seen and unseen.
They have a very deep spiritual base, not religious base, spiritual. If you talk to them, I don't care how they have been raised, they have a sense of knowing that there is a greater power. There is more than what we see.
They are also great healers. You know, they have the purest heart that you could find. I've dealt with a lot of them, and that's what I found them to be.
人間は神の子でありますから、神の摂理、神の教えを忘れないでいる、あるいは生まれてきた子供たち。
For a while, I was kind of confused because I would feel things and I would think things that I thought no one else thought, and so I didn't always express myself the way I do now and talk about things like this openly. But I'm definitely accepting and thankful that I am what I am.
Well, certainly indigos know that they are different from most other people. There are traits that most, if not all, indigos have in common.
These kids were coming in, or young adults, already questioning what they were told by their schools or the principals or their pediatricians or even sometimes psychiatrists.
They are seen to be children who are born with special perception or special wisdom or special compassion. For me, all children are indigo children.
I wouldn't, just want to be, certain people be singled out, called an indigo, because everybody is. They're just, some people have realized it and some haven't. Indigo is just a name for people who have realized it, really, and do special things that people think are amazing, but everybody can do it if they just believe that they can.
When I was 4, I had many visions of meeting God, meeting new people, and my inspiration is God. And when I draw, the first time that I drew, I thought that everything could do the same thing. But as I grew a little older, I knew that God gave me this gift to share with others too. So when I started drawing, God gave me more ideas that I don't even know. I don't even know what the meaning is. Like the pyramids, I really don't even know that meaning. Some paintings are even more harder and harder to think of and know that meaning. So when I started getting a little older, I started knowing that this is God. This is totally God. He's helping me with my art. He's helping me with my poetry, my life to live, other people's life. He's taking care of me like I was a little butterfly, and he's just a little human, just covering it, just making me safe. I like him. He's everything that I have, and when I think of that, I feel like a really good feeling that he's in every poem that I write, in every painting that I paint. Each time when I paint the eyes, I like the eyes because I like to paint their whole life in their eyes. Sometimes do this people even inside their eyes, little people. You don't think, you don't just, for example, you dream of something and you just see stuff inside your dream and you just see it. It's exactly like writing it and seeing it at the same time. I know it's God, I really know it. And sometimes I just feel like, God gave me this gift to me, why not others? Because sometimes I'm a little frustrated because I don't get that right thing, like the right word or the right position. So I'm frustrated, but when I just start talking to God, I just go away and I start talking to him. When I start talking to him, he just calms me down right away. He just says that everything's gonna be okay. And then when I just know that feeling, I just know that it's real. Everything's happening and other people could have that feeling too. I started having this feeling of writing something down about the painting that I was sketching. So I was thinking of something, but I didn't need to think. I was just writing effortlessly. And when I started writing and I showed it to my mom, she says, what is these words coming from? And I said, it's from God. Then I just showed I used to go to school that time, so I showed it to my art class. It's like show and tell, and all the students were like this, oh my gosh, did you write that? And I thought everybody could write the same thing as I. But when I started getting a little older, I understood that God gave me this gift to share with others, to teach others what He gave me. The day I was born, I met myself. The day I was born, I met my young mother. The day I was born, I met Christ sleeping in my cradle.
It's not the indigo children, it's not the crystal children or the rainbow children, it's the children of today. So when you start to categorize, we are again putting labels on something.
We're a society that loves labels, and it wants to compartmentalize, and humans kind of do it by nature. We like to put things into their place and have everything have its little perfect place where it's supposed to be. But in the process of saying that there's a separate phenomenon of indigos, indigo children, or crystal children, or whatever it happens to be, we forget that every human being that's brought on this planet has a gift. They're all gifted. We're all gifted. We all have something special about us.
I would try not to use any terminology whatsoever. I would try very, very much not to do any labeling. But since this is a world that uses verbal communication, I would try to use as few words as possible. I would use the one word, developed. They have a development that is different than other people, other individuals.
Say you're an indigo, and somebody comes up to you and asks you a question of something. Say it's your mom or dad, they come up to you, ask you something, or your friends or anything. They come up and ask you something about their life that you don't know about, and you could tell them what it was and how it happened and everything like that. And then they just look at you and say, "You're freaky," or something like that.
I honor that there are children who are very special. However, I have not met one yet that is not or does not have the capability of becoming very special.
I'd like to believe that our whole society, our whole world, is evolving together. Some may be a little faster than others, but hopefully everyone is evolving together as human beings.
I think the dangers of labeling indigo children as one thing or another is that we'll start believing the labels, and we will sidestep the authentic experience that's right in front of us, or we will adjust our experience of what's actually going on in order to fit it into our preconceived notion of what the label suggests it ought to be.
Putting the label indigo, on somebody kind of is almost, or was for me, almost intimidating to live up to. Because, you hear all this stuff like, wow, so if I'm indigo, does that mean I can never wake up and have a bad morning? Does that mean I can never, never have it get into a bad mood?
Mm-hmm.
So I think the label might be a little limiting sometimes, but once I realize, wait a second, we're just kids who want to make the world a better place.
One day, we will do away with the labels and we will just call them children. We will call them humans. But for now, I think it is important to have labels because if we don't label them, other people will. They're already being labeled. They're being labeled dyslexic, autistic, disruptive, troublesome, ADHD, ADD, problem children. And I think that if we don't create a different kind of label for them, then mainstream society will.
When Joshua was about 3, we'd just arrived in New Zealand and we were on a bit of a road trip around, looking around the country. He and I were driving around one day. I think we were looking for a beach to go skip stones on or something, and we were just quiet. I was sort of drifting along, not really saying anything, and all of a sudden, just out of the blue, Joshy said, "Hey, Dad, who was Michelangelo?" And I just kind of